balancing, being a professional snowmobiling, backcountry athlete and creating content. Like, how do you go about balancing that? Because you do pump out a lot of content.
Yeah. Yep.
And I would say it's pretty rare to find someone who can do both very well. We see a lot of it in like the hill climb space. You see a lot of hill climbers who are awesome at what they do. And that's just what they focus on. They don't really focus on, creating a lot of content outside of, the races. But you're all like, you got great content. You're always pumping new stuff out. How do you balance?
I think
that?
a lot of it comes from like the business stuff. So
your brain is like thinking like, hey, if I'm out here, I'm either just seeing it by myself or my buddies, or I can extend that reach if I'm planning ahead. And
100%. So to be able to ride as much as I do, it's nice to have support from companies that want to back what you're doing. But as a business perspective, it's got to make sense for the companies that support you, which the best way to support people who support you in this industry is content, because there's no backcountry contests. There's no like X Games or anything for backcountry. It's strictly social media and word of mouth through to help companies like yourself out, SledWraps and all the companies that help me out. So I look at it kind of as that as, I'm helping you guys out by helping promote product, promoting myself to get more reach. It's just a value transfer. And like with electrical work, let's say, like on the job, doing the work, that's the easy part. That's the fun part. Just like riding in the backcountry, that's the fun part. That's what we do it for, what we love. But then there's the office work that comes with electrical, or the content work that comes with the sledding. It's just goes hand in hand. It's just something you got to do, and I've kind of grown to enjoy it. I don't ride for the social media. I ride for myself, and I ride because that's what I love to do. But it's just something that I can do to help myself ride more with and help companies that support me.
Yep.
So.
I love that frame of mind. We've had instances in the past where we've worked with other organizations or companies, and it's like there's a lot of nickel and diming. Like, hey, if you want this, you're gonna have to do this now. And I always come from the perspective of there's a time and place, where there's probably a fee that is warranted, but there's also a lot of opportunity where just like you're already there, like just create the content, and you never know like who's going to pick it up or how far that reach is going to go. Maybe we go, the company takes that piece of content and they run with it, and they go drop hundreds, thousands of dollars in ad budget on that piece of content. It extends your reach, right, as the creator. And all you had to do was just kind of have a little bit more open of a mind and think, hey, how could I make this thing valuable for the businesses that I'm working with.
Yeah,
Takes it's kind of annoying because it does like add like more brain power that you got to think about when you're going out to ride, instead of like, I'm just gonna go ride, know.
But you can look at it too as I'm getting content, and I get to look back on this in 20 years and be like, man, look at this crazy stuff I did back in the day. And as far as just that perspective of it too, it's cool.